Hello and welcome to a new team review. Today we're going to take a look at an Anti-Zacian-Team, and if you look at the team you might think, okay, what the hell is this? This doesn't really make sense. But this team has a little bit of a different tactic behind it, which I thought of, and I would recommend you to watch at least like the start a little bit where I explain everything. As yeah, why did I build this team, especially like this team in general, like with those Pokemon? It looks kind of like weird in the beginning in my opinion, because you have like 3 meta Pokemon that usually don't really fit that well together in this constellation. But yeah, how does this work? And it actually worked really well for me. Like before I went like I think 1-4 and 0-5 with different teams. Like I had one time a non-legendary team and one time some other team. I don't even know what I had there, but all the time I just died to Zacian. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna build a team. This is which doesn't have like something like Metagross. I had like Metagross on my non-legendary team, but Metagross sucks, to be honest. And see how it can go for like in general, like a team that can counter Zacian so hard that it doesn't really do anything against me anymore. And yeah, we have this team here right now, and it worked pretty well. I went 4-1 and 5-0 with this. I don't really know the first, I think it was a 3-2, but like basically I got better and better with this team. And yeah, the problem with Zacian and why Zacian is everywhere is especially like Zacian doesn't really have the hardest counter. There is like no hard counter to Zacian other than Roserade and Venusaur, and both of them are not good in Master League. What a surprise. So there's nothing that really can hard counter Zacian, but like how can I really say like this team can counter Zacian? There are 2 movesets that are really common for Zacian. One is Close Combat Play Rough, the other one is Close Combat Wild Charge. I've seen actually one person here in those builds as well that ran Wild Charge plus Play Rough, which I wouldn't recommend you to do, but this dude did, which basically counters out my team a little bit. But yeah. Now, if you take a look at the moveset of Zacian, okay, first Close Combat and Play Rough get completely walled by Ho-Oh. There's like every move is resisted from Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh can do normal damage back, totally fine. Okay, what is the thing now if he runs a Wild Charge? Ho-Oh is kind of weak against it, but it get completely walled by Giratina Origin. So you have basically, depending on the moveset of course, the 2 hardest walls that you can have in the back there for Zacian. And in the lead we have Dialga, which is basically a Pokemon that doesn't really have to swap out anymore. Like for this team, it's very rarely that I swapped out with Dialga in the beginning. Like nearly never actually I swapped out with Dialga in the beginning, and this has like some obvious reasons. You have this core on the back that I want to keep like this, and Dialga has nearly every matchup where it can just either win a shield advantage or even switch advantage back. And having a really good core on the back, which I built on purpose. We have like the core with Ho-Oh and Giratina Origin in the back. Ho-Oh weak to water mainly. Giratina Origin can counter this. Giratina Origin weak to fairy types other than Zacian, unless like of course if they have play rough it's also weak to that. But like in general, like they will counter each other weaknesses pretty well. And yeah, like you kind of just want to stay in with Dialga in the lead matchup and see how it goes and just let it go. And then have your Pokemon perfectly aligned. Here I just hope he doesn't have Wild Charge, and he has Wild Charge. Usually they have Wild Charge in the lead. It was kind of stupid on my part to no shield there, to be honest. Usually they have Wild Charge in the lead. I should have wanted to Giratina. But yeah, like most of the time I just stay in with my Dialga in the lead, unless it's Melmetal or the Excadrill. Both of them are a little bit awkward for Dialga, so I would swap out into Giratina Origin there. And then I still have like this combination of the 2 Pokemon in the back that are so good together. And if you get like the switch advantage in the lead, you are anyway really good out with this team, as you have like this good combination there, and you can just align most of the time the Pokemon perfectly. Here we got the extra move through against the Zacian as well. We have to throw the move here still, I think. And we can shit, we had to. Yeah, okay, it's gonna be, I think, a loss here. Yeah, we lose but 1 HP in a Dream. I think if we played it better, at like 1 point we would have been able to win this game as well. But in this point, yeah, I swapped into the wrong Pokemon because we don't know the moveset all the time. Sometimes I actually shield in the beginning, depending on kind of how I feel. Like, it's not wrong to shield with Dialga. It's also like, yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. You don't have to shield all the time. Here I tried to catch the move, worked perfectly, and now my opponent is in a tough spot, especially as not Ho, as Groudon. He has like Dragon Tail, that's fine. We can go for a move, and we're gonna put him low enough that we can farm down with the Ho-Oh, and he has to go for an Earthquake here anyway. So this looks good for us right now. We can go for Incinerators, have so much energy, and we are in a decent spot. But yeah, in general, I think this team works so good if you know how to play it, but it's a little bit tricky to play it because it's not like this normal line, okay, you have A as the lead. If you have a bad lead matchup, you just swap out into your save swap, and then you have the Pokemon in the back as a closer. You don't really have this with this team. You have a lead that usually stays in all the time, trying to get at least a shield or the switch advantage. And then you have a Pokemon in the back. Oh, I think we lose this here because he gets the extra move through. Yes, we do this because my opponent gets the extra move through. Kinda annoying. Could have been a win as well. But yeah, like then you have like those two Pokemon in the back that are a really cool core and that work pretty well together, and both of them basically together will always wall the Zacian no matter which moveset it has, because like if it has Play Rough, you can wall it with Ho-Oh. If it has Wild Charge, you wall it with Giratina Origin. And another thing as well is that Giratina Origin right now has a way better matchup all of a sudden than it has in the recent the recent Master League metas. The reason being is that Zacian is so much around that dark types have nearly no play anymore, which also benefits some other Pokemon that I'm most likely going to showcase tomorrow. I have to see. I haven't done all my builds today. I only did 3 sets with this team, which worked pretty well. And yeah, there's another Pokemon that I think has a lot more benefit right now in the current meta as well, thanks to Zacian being around everywhere. So gonna be a little bit interesting. Here we're just gonna be able to tank the move. Doesn't really matter if he gets to 2 moves here. He does get to 2 moves. I didn't really want to throw the quick move there anyway, but we'll do CMP anyway, and we can go for Omnius Wind. We could have also went for the Shadow Ball there, but this is fine. But yeah, you basically played all the time like staying in the lead, trying to get here. I think the guy might have played the team that I showcased the day prior, or 2 days prior actually. Like yesterday I should have showcased Zekrom, which isn't out for me right now while I'm commentating it, but I had like before the Kyogre Double Fairy team, which is also fine. But this team kind of counted it, but also not. Yeah, it kind of counts Double Fairy, to be honest. But here again, we get some shields against this Zacian. I think this is the guy that ran Play Rough and a Wild Charge on his Zacian. Like, I don't understand, but it's fine. We have Giratina against the Mammoth now. He saw me there staying in a little bit longer with my Dialga, so I have an Iron Head stored for the Zacian later on. We can just one-shot this thing whenever it comes out again. And we can go for a Shadow Ball here. Going to be able to put him very low. He still has a Mammoth around. I think he swaps out soon. He swaps perfectly on his route, but we have our Ho-Oh in the back, and Ho-Oh just counters this as well. I literally don't think I had a team where I like completely got hard countered where I couldn't do anything. I think this team nearly always had some play. I'm just gonna go for an Earthquake. Don't even charge it fully, so I get some more, some more energy with my Ho-Oh. Gonna be able to go for the Brave Bird immediately. But he wins the MP tie with the Zacian anyway, so doesn't really matter. And yeah, here I was like so surprised that there's so health charge on this thing as well. That was hilarious, but doesn't really matter anyway, as we're gonna win this match. One superpower doesn't KO us, we swap out, we're gonna be able to farm him down, and this is gonna be a good game. Next up, we're gonna have Giratina on the lead, decent lead for us. In general, right now, the lead for the Dialga is very good. There's literally only 2 Pokemon I think where I would swap out. Otherwise, you can always stay in. It's like only Mundle and Excadrill. Even against Ho-Oh lead, you can just do a lot of things. Ho-Oh against Giratina Origin is always a win for Ho-Oh in the 0 matchups. Like no matter what you want to do, like there's no way you won't win with Ho-Oh, but we have so much energy right now. We're gonna go for an Omnius win here. We're gonna get the shield. We can go for a Shadow Ball. Gonna be able to do so much damage here. And I'm just gonna go into my Dialga. He goes into his Zacian, and let's see if you have the Wild Charge or not. You don't, and we completely hard counter him. And this is just a cool thing about this team. I just really enjoy this team. It's of course like, it seems not really original, but like the idea behind it I think was kind of nice. I like sat down, I don't know, for 10 minutes or something and thought about this team. And it worked like pretty well. Like here we're Zacian in the lead. I actually encounter way more Zacian in the lead than in the back right now, which is interesting. Usually I don't really encounter that too often. I shield there again at the beginning, doesn't really matter. Like if I shield, I get 2 shields from my opponent. If I don't shield, I only get 1 shield from my opponent. Here you see I always survive 1 move anyway. And here I think we actually see him P-Tide. He did. And he goes for a move, and we're gonna be able to have a shield advantage. My opponent goes into Giratina again. We can go for a Shadow Ball and farm him all the way down, but I'm actually gonna go then into my Ho-Oh to farm him even more down. And I think my opponent was the double fairy guy, if I'm not wrong. I just battled those battles, so I remember most of it, but I'm not sure if it's the case here. He has Zacian coming back in. Goodbye, Zacian. I think you have another fairy type. Yeah, here's the Togekiss in the back. We can just go for some more Brave Birds, and this team just wrecks everything. I went like 4-1 and 5-0 in my last 2 sets with this team, and got backed up to over the elo I had like in the Kyogre episode, which is nice, even though I just went 0-5 and 1-4 before with different teams. So that was like really cool to basically get up here. Actually, my opponent throws a Focus Blast here immediately. Usually I don't hit the first move from the Mewtwo, but I was like feeling, maybe this guy actually runs Focus Blast, and he did. Which is cool for us because we can farm down now. We got the same shield scenario and we can align our Pokemon. And he goes into Ho-Oh, so I'm just gonna swap my own Ho-Oh. And at this point I can just shield, I think. Do I even shield? Yeah, I shield. And let's see what he has in the back. Here's Giratina in the back. We always won the 0 shield, as I said before already. There's nothing they can do here. I should have went, I think, for the Earthquake here against him, but I went for the Brave Bird. I'm not sure if I can get to another move against the other Ho-Oh now, so I'm just gonna have to swap out, and it's not the nicest play right now. But we can go for 2 more Shadow Claws, going for another Shadow Ball. And this is going to be able to do a lot of damage. Does it KO? It doesn't, but he's just going to surrender because there's nothing he can do there anymore. Palkia against us, a very good lead. Metagross against us. I made a mistake there. I should have went into Ho-Oh, to be honest. Like, this was stupid on my part. I let this go. I kind of wanted to unnatural this as well, so I only go for Great. But yeah, that was already enough for the Metagross. Metagross is not really good right now, in my opinion. Like, it doesn't really do that much for you. So I wouldn't really recommend you running that thing. Here I expect my opponent to go for Draco Meteor, he does. And I have to catch a move here. And I do catch a move here, and this was my only play to win this match. I had to get some nice damage on this thing. I actually got the extra quick move in again. And this was the only way I would have been able to win this game. Or like in general, had a chance to catch a draw run from the extra duel. And also like get the extra move through. Now my opponent is shieldless. I can go into my Dialga, go for an Iron Head and KO him. I actually had the Draco Meteor here as well, but I was like, okay, I'm not sure if I had it already. And yeah, now we're gonna be able to win this match, and we're gonna see a Mewtwo coming in here against us again. I think this dude had Shadow Ball as a moveset, if I'm not wrong. He goes for Psy Strike first, I think Shadow Ball next. It's totally fine for me, we can get a shield there. I'm just gonna no-shield the next one as well. I think it's a Shadow Ball. It's a Psy Strike, okay, never mind. I'm just gonna shield here and farm him down then. And we're gonna be able to go for an Iron Head against whatever comes in, against Mundle. This seems kinda pointless, but it's actually pretty nice damage because it puts him basically into farm down range after a Shadow Ball. My opponent is the Evalta in the back. Very scary Pokemon for like a lot of teams now, but this thing is very rarely seen. And we can take one move, we can go for one Brave Bird. Now we just have to get to 2 more Incineroids and we're gonna be able to win this game. Does he get to another Dark Pulse in time? I was kind of scared because I swapped out late, but no way, we can go for another Brave Bird, KO this thing. And my opponent goes into Pale Metal. This game is over already. I tried to go for the Earthquake, didn't work out, totally fine. We have a Shadow Ball nearly stored there, and this is gonna be a good game to my opponent. Well played there. And let's go into the last game. We're gonna see Dialga against Ho-Oh in the lead. Very cool shiny Ho-Oh there, which also has decent AoEs. I think it's a 96% one. judging by my own IVs. He goes for the Brave Bird, swaps out into his own Dialga. I'm just gonna try to get a shield back here, but this is kind of a tricky scenario actually. I expected him to have like Zekrom on the back, like the team I showcased the day before. But here my opponent makes a very interesting play by no shielding this move. So I have to go into my own Ho-Oh, farm all the way down. He doesn't get to another move. We have a Brave Bird stored, and I make another mistake. I lose Team P here. So this Brave Bird barely doesn't KO us. We can go for another Brave Bird there. And he gets some extra farm now, which is kind of annoying, but we can go into a Giratina. He has Zacian, and I just was hoping that maybe, just maybe, he has not Play Rough, he has Play Rough, and I said this team would counter Zacian, but I guess I'm wrong. My opponent goes for another move here, gonna be the close combat, and there's no way we're gonna win this game anymore. We're so far away from a move. Never mind, we're gonna go for this Draco Meteor, gonna win the game, and I wish you a very great rest of your day. It's also the last day of the year, so I hope you all have a great, I don't know, like, transition to the next year. How do you say that? I definitely wish you a very next new year, and I hope you have some fun with your family or friends, and see you in the next video. Bye!